Gen Z says no cap, and millennials say stop lying. Both mean the same thing. One makes you sound under 25, the other makes you sound like you remember when phones had cords. And if you're learning English and you want to know which one to use, you just landed on the right episode. Hey everyone, welcome to Speak Like a Native. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. Let's get into it.
Leo, be honest with me, have you ever heard a young American say something like that's cap or no cap and had absolutely no idea what they meant?
Maya, I am embarrassed to admit this. Yes, I have. I was at a coffee shop last week and the girl behind the counter said, "This drink is bussin'," and I just smiled and nodded like I understood every word.
And you did not understand a single word.
Not a single word. I thought maybe bussin' was a brand or a new drink or something about a bus.
That is exactly why we are doing this episode today, because American English right now is going through a generational split. Millennials have their slang, Gen Z has completely different slang. And if you are learning English from textbooks or even from older movies, you might be walking around saying things that make people under 25 look at you funny.
So today we are going to fix that.
We are going to break down 4 of the most common Gen Z expressions. By the end of this episode, you will understand what they mean, when to use them, and most importantly, when not to use them. Because with slang, timing is everything.
I am ready. Hit me.
All right. Expression number 1 is no cap.
Okay. I have heard this one, but I am not confident I am using it right.
That is very common. So here is the simple rule. Cap means a lie. No cap means no lie or for real or I am telling the truth. It is a way of saying I am being completely honest with you right now.
So if I say that movie was terrible, no cap,
That works perfectly. You are saying that movie was terrible, and I am not exaggerating. I am telling you the truth.
okay, so it is like a truth marker.
Exactly, a truth marker. And the opposite is that's cap, meaning that's a lie.
Give me a real example.
Imagine your friend says, I ran 5 miles this morning, and you know for a fact he did not leave his apartment. You can say, bro, that's cap, or stop capping. And capping is the verb form. It means lying.
Stop capping. So capping is lying.
Yes. Now, here is the important part. Many Spanish speakers learning English try to use no cap the same way you would use no miente or en serio. And that is close. But in Spanish, no miente is used in serious situations. In English, no cap is informal, very informal. You would not say this in a job interview. You would not say it to your professor.
So when can I use it?
With friends, in casual conversation, on social media, texting, the comment section. That is the sweet spot.
Got it. So no cap, for real, I am not lying, informal, friends only.
Perfect. Now, expression number 2. Leo, you heard this one already and got confused.
Oh no. Bussin'.
Bussin. Spell it bussin. It is not about a bus. It means something is really, really good. Usually food, but sometimes music, clothes, and experience.
So the girl at the coffee shop was saying the drink was really good?
Exactly. She was saying, this drink is delicious. It is amazing. Bussin.
Okay, can I use it for anything?
You can, but you have to be careful. If you call something bussin' that is not food, it can sound forced. The most natural use is for food. If you take a bite of pizza and you say, yo, this pizza is bussin', every young American will understand you and agree.
What about music? If a song is really good?
It works, but less commonly. A more natural way would be, this song slaps. And slaps is another Gen Z word that means the same thing. It is excellent. But that is for a future episode.
Okay, so for now, food, bussin'. Got it.
Now here is a common mistake I see from Chinese speakers. In Chinese, you might say hao qi for food being good. But bussin' is not just good. It is so good it blew your mind. It has enthusiasm. It has energy. If you say it flat, without emotion, it sounds wrong.
So I have to say it like I mean it.
Yes, this burger is bussin' with energy. not this burger is bussin', like you are reading a dictionary.
I am going to practice that later.
Good. Now expression number 3. This one might be my favorite because it is so efficient. Bet.
Bet? Like betting money?
That is what most people think. But in Gen Z language, bet means okay, or sounds good, or I agree, or for sure. It is a one-word confirmation.
So if my friend says, meet me at the park at 3,
You can just say bet.
and that means yes?
It means yes. I heard you. I agree. I will be there. It is like sounds good, but shorter, cooler, more casual.
That is incredibly useful.
It is. And here's why I love teaching this one. Many Arabic speakers learning English learn okay and sure and all right. Those are fine, but bet is the native shortcut. It is what young people actually say.
So instead of saying, okay, I will see you there, I can just say, bet.
Yes, one word. And it carries all that meaning.
I am definitely using this today.
Good. Now, before we move to the last expression, let me ask you something. Do you think you can use bet in a formal setting?
No way. That would be weird.
Exactly right. If your boss says, please send me that report by 5, and you say bet, you are probably getting a weird look. Save bet for friends.
Noted.
Now, expression number 4. And this one requires a warning. Okay, boomer.
I have heard this one so many times online.
Everyone has. Okay, boomer is a phrase that Gen Z uses to dismiss or make fun of older people, usually baby boomers, people born between 1946 and 1964, who they think are out of touch or giving unwanted advice.
Can you give me a scenario?
Imagine an older relative says, when I was your age, I bought a house for $20,000. You kids just spend money on avocado toast. A Gen Z person might roll their eyes and say, okay, boomer.
That is a little rude, though.
It is dismissive. It is meant to shut down the conversation. So here is my very important warning for English learners. Do not use okay, boomer in real life unless you know exactly what you are doing. If you use it with a real older person, a teacher, a boss, a stranger, you could come across as very disrespectful.
So when is it okay?
Online, as a joke with friends who understand the context. But if you are a non-native speaker, I actually recommend you avoid it completely for now. Learn it, understand it, but do not say it.
That is good advice. Because I can imagine someone hearing this phrase and thinking, oh, this is a cool way to respond to older people, and then they say it to their boss and get fired.
Exactly, and this is true for many learners from different backgrounds. Spanish speakers might hear okay boomer and think it is like saying ay que pesado, oh you're so annoying. But in English, the cultural weight is different. It became a political phrase. It got very popular very fast, and using it wrong can cause real offense.
So bottom line, know it, but do not use it.
Know it, understand it, and save it for when you are very confident in the context.
All right, so we have 4 expressions: no cap, bussin', bet, okay boomer.
Let me ask you to use each one in a sentence. Ready?
Hit me.
Use no cap in a sentence.
That test was hard. No cap.
Good. Use bussin'.
Your mom's cooking is bussin'.
Nice. Use bet.
You want to grab coffee at 2? Bet.
Perfect. And use okay boomer.
Okay boomer.
You said it with attitude. I love it.
I am ready. I feel like a Gen Z insider now.
You are getting there. But remember, the most important thing about slang is knowing your audience. If you use these words with the wrong people, you sound awkward. If you use them with the right people, you sound natural. And that is what Speak Like a Native is all about.
Maya, before we go, give us the one takeaway, the rule that we can repeat to ourselves.
Here it is. Slang is powerful, but context is king. Learn the word, learn the situation, and when in doubt, listen first, speak second.
That is gold. Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Leo, and thank you everyone for listening. If this episode helped you, hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend who is also learning English, and leave us a comment telling us which expression you are going to try this week.
We will see you in the next episode.
See you next time. Keep speaking like a native.